If you recall, just as learners differ widely in the ways they learn, they also differ in what motivates or engages their learning. It is important to offer multiple means of engagement to help learners see the relevance of the content being covered. Earlier, you learned about strategies for student engagement. Now we will be using an example and discussing the different ways this example demonstrates engagement. The example used to demonstrate engagement is an online FSU course through the Canvas platform. Many of us have experienced engagement in a face-to-face setting. What does engagement look like in an online setting? What strategies can be used in an online setting to engage learners? This course is a great example that demonstrates strategies for engagement. Here is the course's weekly overview. Notice how the web page explicitly states the learning objectives at the beginning of the page. Learners benefit from being aware of their own goals and the goals instructors and institutions hold for them. Learning goals are more likely to support course completion, persistence through challenging transitions, and change in deeply held conceptions. A UDL approach seeks to create clear learning goals and support the development of expert, lifelong learners that are strategic, resourceful, and motivated. Here we have an assignment from the course. Each week, a DBLA, also known as a discussion-based learning activity, requires learners to complete 3 parts of their discussion. For the first part of their discussion, learners select the section from that week's chapter that stood out to them and provide a brief summary. In the second part of the discussion, learners connect the weekly's readings to a personal experience. Lastly, learners apply their learning to a real-world scenario. In this example, the instructor provides options that increase the relevance and authenticity of instructional activities by giving students choices in what they want to discuss and incorporating questions that not only requires learners to tie their learning to a personal experience, but also to apply it in real-world context. Instructors who seek to more fully engage their students may find it beneficial to offer them choices when teaching new content or skills. By offering choices, the teacher allows students to learn in a manner consistent with their learning needs, learning preferences, or interests. Here, we have an example of a learner's DBLA post. Notice how the student tied their personal experiences to the week's readings. This same DBLA assignment also requires students to reflect on their learning and interactions with their peers' posts. The course also does a great job of fostering collaboration and community. Learners are expected to provide feedback to 2 or more of their peers' posts. Here, we have another instance of learners collaborating with one another. In this instance, feedback is provided to peers to help improve their assignment. Learners must be able to communicate and collaborate effectively within a community of learners. This is easier for some than others, but remains a goal for all learners. The distribution of mentoring through peers can greatly increase the opportunities for one-on-one support. When carefully structured, such peer cooperation can significantly increase the available support for sustained engagement. Learners differ in the ways in which they can be engaged or motivated to learn. In reality, there is not one means of engagement that will be optimal for all learners in all contexts. Providing multiple options for engagement is essential.